Commentary on Revelation 6 1 to 17. Revelation 6 presents the opening of the first six seals by the Lamb, unveiling a progressive disclosure of covenantal judgment. The scene unfolds not as a distant global catastrophe detached from its original audience, but as a revelation of events tied to the culmination of an age, the closing of the old covenant order, and the vindication of the enthroned Christ. Verses 1 to 2. The first seal, the white horse. The Lamb opens the first seal, and a rider on a white horse appears, carrying a bow and receiving a crown, going forth conquering. The imagery reflects victorious advance. The white horse signifies purity and triumph, not necessarily destructive warfare. The rider's progression suggests the spread of authority and dominion. This aligns with the proclamation of the gospel going forth with conquering power, not through violence, but through the establishment of Christ's reign. The crown given indicates delegated authority, reinforcing that this movement operates under divine sanction. Verses 3 to 4. The second seal, the red horse. The second seal reveals a red horse, whose rider is granted power to take peace from the land, leading to widespread violence. This portrays internal strife and upheaval. The removal of peace signals societal fragmentation, particularly within the covenant community and the surrounding region. The great sword symbolizes intensified conflict, not random chaos, but divinely permitted judgment. The unrest reflects the consequences of rejecting the Prince of Peace, resulting in escalating turmoil. Verses 5 to 6. The third seal, the black horse. The third rider appears on a black horse, holding scales, with a voice declaring inflated prices for basic goods. This imagery conveys economic distress and scarcity. The scales represent rationing, while the disproportionate pricing of necessities indicates famine conditions. Yet the preservation of oil and wine suggests a limitation. Judgment is measured, not absolute. This selective impact reveals a controlled process rather than indiscriminate devastation. Verses 7 to 8. The fourth seal, the pale horse. The fourth seal unveils a pale horse with its rider named Death, followed by Hades. Authority is given to kill through sword, famine, pestilence, and wild beasts. Here, the cumulative effects of the previous seals converge. Death and Hades personified indicate the widespread reach of mortality. The fraction, 1/4, again emphasizes limitation. The judgment is severe but not total, reinforcing the idea of a targeted covenantal reckoning rather than universal annihilation. Verses 9 to 11. The fifth seal, the souls under the altar. The opening seal reveals souls beneath the altar, crying out for vindication. They had been slain there for their testimony. Their position under the altar evokes sacrificial imagery, indicating that their deaths were offerings. Their cry is not for personal revenge, but for justice, the acknowledgement of their faithfulness and the exposure of wrongdoing. They are given white robes, symbolizing righteousness and vindication, and are told to rest until the full number of their brethren is complete. This moment highlights that the unfolding events are not random suffering, but part of a divine timeline, moving toward the resolution of covenantal history. Verses 12 to 14. The sixth seal, cosmic disturbance. The sixth seal introduces dramatic cosmic imagery, a great earthquake, the sun turning black, the moon like blood, stars falling, and the sky receding. This language is symbolic, drawn from prophetic traditions used to describe the Sukkot of nations and the collapse of established orders. The darkening of heavenly bodies signifies the dismantling of governing structures and authorities. The shaking of heaven and earth points to the removal of what is temporary, making way for what cannot be shaken. The imagery communicates the end of a world, not the physical cosmos, but a covenantal system reaching its conclusion. Verses 15 to 17. The response of the inhabitants. Kings, rulers, and all classes of people hide in caves, calling for the mountains to fall on them to escape the presence of the one seated on the throne and the Lamb. This universal reaction underscores the inescapability of divine judgment. Those who once held power now seek concealment. The language reflects recognition of accountability before divine authority. The great day of their wrath signifies the decisive moment of reckoning, where the old order faces its end. The question, who is able to stand, anticipates the answer revealed in the following chapter: those who are sealed and identified with the Lamb. Summary. Revelation 6:1-17 portrays a structured unveiling of judgment tied to the transition between covenantal ages. The seals reveal conquest, conflict, scarcity, death, martyr vindication, and the collapse of established systems. Each element unfolds under the authority of the Lamb, emphasizing that all events serve a redemptive and judicial purpose. The chapter does not depict uncontrolled chaos, but a deliberate process leading to the full manifestation of Christ's reign and the removal of what is obsolete, making way for what is enduring.